Greetings, greetings, greetings. You are now tuned into the vault. Trust Christian, own nothing, control everything. Just want to thank you for tuning in live or listening to the replay. Always am excited about bringing you good content. So today we have a always a good guest that joins us, the vault and Cornell, the trustee trader, and just excited about him being here with us in the dialogue that we're gonna have with millennial money and the new rules to money. Uh, and so this is going to be a focused episode about what we consider the new money, or millennial money, and the new rules of money. We live in this age right now where there's so many people that they think that there's new rules to money, and so I would love to have a dialogue that me and Cornell can facilitate because it is an education that we know is available, but a lot of people don't. And you get these marketers over the internet marketing that there's new rules to money. Cornell, would you say that there's new rules to money?
No, same rule apply.
Same rule apply. So when we say there's new rules,
What I mean by no new rules, I'm using the same information that they have over the past 30 years over and over again. There's no new rules. There's no, oh, I invented this and it's gonna do this. No, that ain't how it works. And once people can start getting past that, they'll learn how to trade.
even with the
No,
trust,
no shortcut.
even with the trust, when it says no new rules to money, if it's no new rules to money, you're completely right because trusts have been around for hundreds of years, a thousand plus years,
Yep.
you know, and it's just interesting to see that the trading information, like you say, when wealthy strategies are put in place, they are simple in nature. Something very simple, something that is not complicated at all, but it looks complex. When people say that the trading looks complex, Cornell, what do you say to them about that?
They're probably looking at too many indicators and too many different strategies at the same time. So basically, the way the system was set up and created, I explained to everybody. It's a simple move they doing, but they're smart enough to build a supercomputer that adapts to people, and they're smart enough to put a whole bunch of information on the internet because most people think they can figure it out on their own on the internet, and there's a thousand different ways to trade. I'm gonna give you a thousand options where you probably ain't gonna never focus and concentrate on one because your mindset and you never learn how to trade. And then when you see it, people be amazed about when they see it. Like, is this it? I get asked that question all the time. This is it. This is all they doing. Point A, point B.
Point A to point B. Yeah, and so no new rules to that, and that's where I really wanted to come at this today because there's so many. It looks like there's 8 million options to start a new business. Oh, I'm gonna start a business over the internet. That's the common theme now. If you want to get rich, supposedly you have to start a business over the internet, and then you see these marketing companies stating that, oh, the new rules to money is getting money over the internet. We live in an age where, Cornell, aren't you in an industry where you can actually call in trades if need be?
Yeah, I could.
Like the old school. That's the old school way where it's still something that happens today, but traditionally you see a lot more easier clicking with the computer, just creating further leverage for uh, successful, wealthy individuals to continuously not have to be there at a specific location to generate capital, to generate wealth. No new rules. So when people say, "Oh, the internet broke down barriers," well, there were already no barriers. There were no barriers. Be able to move freely, do business, and create what's been being created. And so to always reiterate abundance, abundance didn't just come upon us. It's always been here. So that's not a new rule. No, there's no new rule that says, "Oh, we're abundance just hit you because you just recognized it." No, abundance is already here. So there's no new rule with that. So a millennial mindset. Do you think millennials live in a scarcity mindset or abundance mindset, Cornell?
They want to quit. Everybody want to quit because how the internet showing you like it's quick. And guess what? Millennials are on the internet a lot. So you get sidetracked because you're looking at trying to make quick money. You're looking at all the guys partying and all that, showing you how they're having a good time. But you have to realize a lot of them networking guys is making checks off the people, not the actual trade. I
Right,
want I want one of them. I put my own money up. Show me your live account because it's
right.
more than just you showing me a video of y'all dancing around and getting hyped up to trade.
Yeah. So interesting to say the least when we talk about that. I really just wanted to comment on that when it comes to thanks Lavelle and Charles and everyone else that's tuned in live. If you all can type into the chat what's going on, we appreciate that always from anywhere in the world. Um, when we even talk about millennial, talking about scarcity and abundance mindset, when you say they really want it quick, it's one of those things. Doing a good survey in the millennial environment, a lot of them are not really excited about having children. And to hear the continuous conversation of children are expensive at this point, I've heard quite a few, people talk about that in the millennial category that, children are more expensive now than ever. And when you hear that, there are no new rules to money. They don't have the mindset of they're going to have it. It's a mindset of, oh, we don't have it. So boo hoo, what do we do? And the mindset is do what the what people call the new rules, which they're still not new, which is work hard, get a good education, get a good job, and then hopefully you make it to 65, and by the time you get there, Social Security will be waiting for you and yours for $1,200 to $1,600 a month in the United States, and hopefully you don't have any Medicaid or Medicare issues because you might have an issue thought process wise with possibly Obamacare or something of that nature. Uh, the story is the reality of across America. I mean, Cornell, you talk about the layoffs that you have experienced with friends and things of that nature, friends getting laid off, and they're in the South where these manufacturing plants are still at this point. Could you comment to that?
Yeah, a lot of people get so confident in their job and being at a company, somebody else's company for so long, you think you untouchable. And what's happening is you got people around me, and it's happening with everybody, with your power companies, your cell phone companies, all the people you support that's making profits every quarter. They lay people off all the time. I worked at the phone company for a long time, and people would tell you at the phone company somebody's getting laid off every 3 months.
What's a long time,
And
Cornell? Don't be telling fibs. You didn't work
I
there
worked at
20
the
years.
I worked at the phone company for 12 years.
All right, well, that's not a long time, in working
That's
years,
a long that's a long time on one job for
Yeah,
somebody
that's true. That's
to
true.
get comfortable, like
Yeah.
what I'm talking about. And guess what? You might be making that $100,000 and you comfortable. You're not having your entrepreneur mindset on to go out and create some besides working. Then what happens? Job goes away, nothing else to fall back on. Even if you got savings, you can't save your way to freedom. You got to invest.
Okay, so we got a question for you, Cornell. This guy in the chat, Charles, appreciate you for asking the question. He says, please share the difference of private trading as opposed to joining a network marketing company that does training.
The difference, I've been around. Guess what? Off the real, and I'm pretty sure you. are familiar with a few of them, it's gonna cost you $300 to $400 a month. That ain't got nothing to do with the trade, just their platform and being around. Another thing, a lot of those people, just like I said earlier, don't know how to trade. Wonder why Cornell know that? Because a lot of the people you maybe see online, I probably have came in contact with. It's on these marketing. I know who trade and I know who don't trade. So what you get with a lot of the network marketing is they had a good system, but that system goes back to we having meetings on recruiting people. But guess what? Even them guys you see that's chairmen and everything else, tell them to show me their account and I'll be quiet. Because guess what? They don't trade. They getting paid off you guys. But you got to think about it. Trading is expensive at the same time. Why would I pay somebody $300 to $400 a month and I'm not learning on my own? And when I call you for help, you just telling me about, hey, go get you two people and get it free instead of showing me how to trade. Because like I said, once I show you this, boom, you got it. The rest of your life. That's life changing. That's the reason I would pay somebody private that's a real trader. Like I got the bank information. Guess what? And I had this argument with a guy. We really wasn't an argument, but I was just trying to teach him. He was our Uber driver. We talking about trust. He telling me, "Oh, well, I can put two and two." No, you're not gonna put two and two together on the private side. This is the difference between what I'm finna tell say and what you ask. This private information we talking about, I can guarantee you. You take my class, you ain't never seen it online. If you have, I give you your money back plus some money.
That ain't having it. Unless they went through the trading
And
class,
I
but
done
it's
have
there's things
six.
that they won't see. They won't see what exactly is in the class that you have, but they may see one thing that they've seen somewhere else. Oh, I've seen that before. Like, well, okay, there's tools. You're in a game. Everything has a tool. Come on now. So there's no new rule to money. Guess what? The tool of trust has been around for 1,000 years. The tool of insurance has been around for over 500
And
years. Which trading's been over 100,
and
bro.
the power, that's it. And the powerful thing about this private information, I can bet you 8 out of 10 of your favorite traders cannot tell you when the market gonna turn around. And I know when the market's gonna turn around. And that's from private education. And one thing about it, and people want to know why it's private, because even when you talk about trust, you can call the IRS. They ain't gonna tell you it's not nothing going on illegal there. Are they gonna tell you the process? No. Like, this how serious it is. So when somebody shares this type of information with you, you should take it serious. I'm giving people a break, and Christian will tell you, I got paid 6 figures from some Ivy League people, a hedge fund, to teach his team what I'm charging $300 for on the webinar. I'm doing that not because of the money, just because I want to help some people out before I get busy this second part of the year. Like I said, that's why I said it's gonna be the last one, because I have three big deals on the other side of the table going on. I won't have time to give a weekend like this. So nobody can say when you look back later on in the year, like, oh man, Cornell didn't, over there doing this and took out. I gave you the opportunity that nobody's gonna ever give you.
They said
And when I
nobody,
do,
nobody, Cordell.
nobody, and you already know that in the webinar, what I do, I tell people this is exactly what I do. I give you a handout on what I do. And you don't see any feedback on the class. Everybody to the class from new to old to seasoned, boom, they click on to it just like that. And they making money because it's at a higher level. Like I said, you know when the market gonna turn around. You know where the market going. I don't have to watch the news. I don't have to keep up with this or that. Ain't nothing wrong with watching the news, but now you understand how to watch the news Okay, I already know what's gonna happen when the report come out, and that's the power. Like you're not gonna. What I'm teaching is not online. I can promise you, it's not online.
Well, that people think that is that there's new rules to money. So, we got to go over how the process that in which he's talking about is something that's being used, like you say, for over the past 30 years. So there's of course once again,
And
I
we might
know
want to
yours.
talk about it. Like I say it all the time. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, me ain't no negotiating with me or nothing like that. If you ain't got $300 in invest in yourself, we ain't got nothing to talk about because the difference between like network marketing and real trading is I don't need nobody to trade. And that's what they teach people. Like you need people to trade. When you learn the skill, you do realize you don't need to pay anybody anything. You don't need to call Christian, me, 10 more people, have a meeting trying to keep a check coming in. It's a job. That's
It's,
let's
it's
be
a
honest.
job.
You know that's why you laugh. That is a job. Who wants to live their life having all these meetings every week? If the and I hate to say it, and I got friends over there that do the network marketing stuff, but that's them. Who I don't want to live my life where I got to go do meetings every week, come out a residual when the stock market is one of the biggest residuals you're gonna ever make. I try to tell people this all the time. We don't talk about the money in the class. You don't see me talk about no. That's the unique thing about this. I don't even talk about money in the class. Besides giving like a quick pinpoint on how stuff works and count, but we're not sitting there talking about money. The money ain't even an important thing. What's the most important thing, Chris? The chart.
It's short.
So I don't want to hear about the network marketer telling me, "Oh, yo, we over here, we doing." You not over there doing anything. So tell me this: what would you rather have, that private education or that public education? When that company gets shut down or something happens, and them people go away, and you just taking the trades that they was calling for you the whole time, and you never learn, what are you back to doing? You back on the internet, and you're gonna have to call these guys that say they professionals that's gonna charge you 10, 20, and $30,000. Or you stuck
Simple as
because
that.
you're looking for the cheap, I said the cheap way out. It's like even with the trust stuff. Like when I talked to the guy about it, bro, listen, I hadn't tell you're not gonna find the trust stuff online. I can give you all the information right here in your face, and you still won't be able to put it together. People, we got to get out of that habit. You're gonna have to spend some type of money into yourself. I rather spend money into myself than give it to somebody to manage, or give it to somebody over here to try to guide me that don't even know how to trade. And that's why I got in the trade. I didn't want no financial advisor. I know the game with 401k.
All right, here we go. Okay, they say this is the new rule of money is that millennials are not investing in most things right now. This is the across the board, ladies and gentlemen. 81 to what? 96. So that's the target demographic. That's the largest demographic of listeners. So once again, millennials don't trust financial advisors because of the financial crisis. These are you can Google that. It's articles on the internet. I'm reading the public consensual information that you all are reading. But they say millennials don't trust financial advisors. Why? I'm gonna give you the real skinny, and it makes sense. Why? Because most people are logical when it comes to their money. You either got it or you don't. Or there's the opposite end where they're emotional and they don't have it because they're emotional about it. But most people, when it comes down to the ones that are actually making capital, logic. So they say even the ones with money in the millennial group do not trust a financial advisor because in most cases they're making more than a financial advisor. You all can Google what is the salary for a financial advisor in your area. When you all hear Robert Kiyosaki say he doesn't deal with brokers because they're just that, you all can see that now. So there's a ownership mentality that may kick in and say, all right, Cornell, I see what you're saying. I'm gonna go own a business. I'm not gonna just be stuck on doing the opposite end. So I'm gonna go start a business and I'm gonna be a sole proprietorship. So now you're stuck. You're the business. So then they move over again, and then they do the network and marketing because they want to get into passive income. See, they're out marketing right now that the new rule of money is, oh, you got to have multiple sources of income. That's not new. It's called you're an informed family or uninformed family. Uninformed families, they just found out. That's the new part. The informed families, it's been since the beginning of time. Multiple sources, specifically in the states. And now they created the internet, so they say, oh well, there's leverage where you can have, what they say with the internet, you don't have to be there. The business can make money online without you. So why won't you leave it in a financial advisor's hands, Cornell? And you're in the millennial category, so we can all let you all know that he's not speaking from a different position other than where he's at. And so millennial category says, why won't you adapt to that new rule of money, giving it to a financial advisor?
New rule.
Yeah, get a
It's
financial
not.
advisor, Cornell.
It's not like I said. It's not a new rule. It's you going with what everybody traditionally gonna tell you to go do. Think about trading or trust. It ain't nothing traditional. Like, matter of fact, I'm gonna give y'all a book to read. Go read the Jewish phenomenon. You'll see how the Jewish people have created their wealth. Simple, basic strategy. Cause guess what? Y'all are programmed with the TV. Subliminal. I know everybody know what subliminal is. And look at how the phones work with the artificial intelligence data now. You can type in something now on the phone. Guess what? They're gonna put it in your face. Oh, Christian looking at tires. Boom, here you go, Christian. You ain't gotta type it in. Cause I already know I'm gonna feed it to you. Feed it to you till you see it enough. That right there gonna come across. Boom, you gonna hit it. That's all financial advisors been doing for years. I'm gonna make you feel comfortable. Put me in charge of your money. I'm gonna get a fee out every month, whether you make money or not, and manage your money. No, once I seen that, I didn't want to do that. Cause guess what? When the economy taking a big hit, your 401k take a big hit. With trade, I never take a hit. The stock market could crash. I hate to say it, it'll probably be my biggest day of making money.
Is a
Cause we
new
playing
rule of
out.
money is a new rule of money that, oh, you're supposed to make money in a down market, you're supposed to make money in a recession, you're supposed to make money in what's considered a bear market.
Ain't no new rule to the money. That just put. I don't know if y'all hear me right. That's just a new fad for people to say. Explain to me how the new rule of money when I'm telling you about a trade style that has not changed since day one. We're talking about a trust system that doesn't change. There's no corrections getting made in the trust system. There's no corrections getting made in trade besides off the stuff they let you visualize and see all the time. The
Okay,
quick strategy.
we got a good one for you. This might it's not off topic, but it's talking about we had a trustee in training this week ask ask about the case where recently the government, the Congress, had a congressional hearing and an update for the banks, and the bank CEOs were whether it was Wells Fargo, BOA, just a couple of there were four or five major banks being interviewed by the Congress, and so they're asking him these questions, and one of the individuals, senators, asked the question, um, "Do you think that you shouldn't have the salary that you were given? And the response was because they made over $30 million, made over $40 million in a downturn of the down market of the banks. The banks were actually bailed out, quote unquote, and um, they were given monies and things of that nature. I saw a lot of mergers. That's what I saw. There's banks that got bailed out though, so we'll leave that at that. And so you did see some consolidation inside of the banking market, but one of the things that was said, because of the consolidation, because of the mergers, because of the bailouts, things of that nature, from 2008, 2009, in the financial market, they call it a financial crisis. Even during the 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 year period, there's bonuses that were paid out to the CEOs, and so the CEOs took still $40 million plus in profit personally home. And they were talking about how the employees, of those companies, some of them got fired, some of them got downsized, some of them don't make, even close to what those CEOs made. But the question was, do you think that they shouldn't? The senator asked the CEO, "Do you think you should have not gotten that salary?" And this is the response in the public when you see what's going on in the private. Private said, uh, and this is a response in the public says, "I'm not in control of my salary. The board is, ma'am." So you think about that, ladies and gentlemen. You're in an environment where that's what's going on. He said, I don't have any control over my salary. But if someone gave you $30 to $40 million and a bonus, would you be giving that back at your job? If you have a job, there's no new rules, right, Cornell? So in a down market, CEOs were making $30 to $40 million, while so-called people were losing their homes and there was so-called blood in the streets, and the new money is now you can make money in a down market. No, there is no new rule. It's always been that. It's been money in the down. It's been money in up. Always. There's quite a few. We hear these rules out there, and we just wanted to talk about how they're not new. Any other rules, Cornell, that you've heard that people they talk about in the public?
I don't really keep up
All right,
because
Cornell.
I just hate it. It's fad with everybody. Just like the gentleman that or whoever asked the question about network marketing. Let's look at the trade. This is what's going on with trade. You got probably IML, the top company out here. Then you got is this how clever like network marketers don't care anything about you but getting that check. So you go from okay, we are educational based company to like I said, they full boom. That's how they do. They recruit. You got a few good teachers. Now it's oversaturated. Now you got people move on to the next fad. Oh man, artificial intelligence. This guy a genius.
Didn't they say
Ah,
that? They literally said
yeah.
that. He told me the guy got an MIT education. I said, "What is that like all right, I'm talking to like my closest partner. You want to match apples for apples or oranges for oranges? He's teaching guys that have the Ivy League. They call him for the Ivy League. This is hedge fund. You want to talk the numbers? We said $100 million hedge fund. It's more than $100 million. It's more than $200 million. They're going for $1 billion in this hedge fund, and you're talking about he has artificial intelligence, MIT, and oh, he created this algorithm. And when I first met Cornell, he said, "Christian, they got this supercomputer. How much did they spend to speed up the supercomputer?"
9 figures just to speed up tenths of a second.
I need you to repeat that. They got to rewind it, or they need you to say it again. So just say it again so
they
they don't have to
they
rewind it.
spent 9 figures to adjust the computers by tenths of a second because this is Jonathan. It's a supercomputer. It's a Watson type build computer. So let me tell you something about network marketing. If everybody doing the same strategy and that computer sees that that strategy is winning a lot, it's doing the numbers in its head or in the system. It adapts. Guess what? When I was showing Christian $300 on the trade, Now, you know what? I see what y'all doing. I'm only gonna give y'all 100. And if you don't know to take that 100, I'm gonna come back and take all your money. That's what the computer do. The computer doesn't have to be touched because it automatically updates off what is being done. So if a strategy working too much, they can take it off. Guess what doesn't get touched though in the system? The old traditional way. If you get in where the banks get in at, the people who actually move the market, it's no new rule to the money. They're using the same old data over and over again. And when I show it to people, they be amazed because they never knew that. So it ain't about a quick get rich strategy somebody showing you or they saying they the top gun. Listen, I say this all the time. And most people I know that have money. If you looking at somebody online trading and they showing you these cars and these Bentleys and Ferraris and they on there saying it's mine, I already know they ain't really got no money or they ain't set up the right way. And they gonna probably have a tax issue down the road online talking about trade. And the SEC is very strict about trade. So reason we don't talk about the money because you got to still have your money set up the correct way. So you can go in and hit it, but I want to see all those people that's networking what they doing on their taxes at the end of the year when them 1099s hit. It's
Right.
it it's an old mindset. There's no new rules.
Hey,
You still got to go with the old business.
we got a comment in there about the banks and the institutions and how they want more. But I just want to point out that if there's no new rules to the money, it's always been about families. Families own banks. We know individuals that own banks. They're families that own banks. So why doesn't your family have a bank? Don't you practice banking? And this is just a mindset, but it's not new. There are families that are born into understanding and focusing on banking. That's why in this episode, earlier in the episode, talked about how millennials do not want families. It statistically shows. They say children are expensive because they're not practicing family banking. There's a generation that's been raised by single parents and they've adapted to it being okay. And so family is not being perpetuated in that group heavily. There are rules in countries such as China that you don't have children. There's actual rules on how many children you can have in China, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
That's just being honest. So, in a country where, specifically the states where families able to be had still, there's a group that say children are too expensive, and then there's other countries that say you can't have any. Do you see the rules? See, those are the old rules. The old rules, how they have population control in place in countries. That's not a new rule. It's old. And so the new rule in the states is they're too expensive. So unless you got your money right, your bread right, then don't have them. New rule, right? Make sure you have everything you want before you have the next generation come in. Before you start practicing family practices such as family banking, private family banking. That's not a new rule. But you'll hear that message 10, 20 years down the road from the millennial group because they'll say, oh, wow, we got to this point. We need to start thinking about retirement. Ladies and gentlemen, Trust Christian's been thinking about the retirement since 14 years old. When did you start thinking about retirement, Cornell?
years ago.
What they say, the new rule of money is, oh, you can retire when you're young. Okay. How you gonna do that, Cornell? Retire young? If you even if you go into a traditional business means a pizza, a company. Let's just say you even do a franchise. Oh, let's go ahead and start on that road, Cornell. So now the new rule is, hey, get a franchise. Buy someone's licensing and their rights to their property. That's the age we truly really live in is licensing, patents, IP, trademark, which has been for a long time, always been intellectual property. What do you say to that, Cornell, knowing that you actually did move into that as a new rule of money for you to generate wealth at one point in time? What would you say about that?
It's still a job, depending on what kind of business you're in. It just the only difference is your business. So you controlling your own destiny. But it's still some restriction on it. But it's different types of investing. To me, you'll do that for a few years and probably move on, unless you just build your company up to a big company and just kind of isolate all the duties to somebody else. But I like trading because I ain't got to do none of it. I can go in and make whatever I want to make. It doesn't tie up my schedule. I don't really got to sit here and look at the chart. I can, if I want to look at the chart, I can pull my phone out wherever I'm at. That's why I stay on the go all the time.
But the
I ain't
new
got to
rule of
sit
money
still.
is okay. See now, see your advertising was considered a new rule of money, which is oh, I can make money whenever I feel like it. You know, lottie dotty dotty, lottie dotty dotty. But the study habit that you put in to get to that point, could you talk about that as well? Not just oh, you know, I can make money whenever I feel like it, because a lot of people they want to work less. They don't want to work more. They want to work less. The millennial mindset is
But yet,
is
but
work less, get more. So how do you work less and get more, Cornell?
mindset, not money, but mindset. You gotta have a mindset and actually do what you say you're gonna do. Most millennials don't do what they say they're gonna do. If it don't work, we try to move to something else. We don't stick it out. It took me 8 months to learn how to trade. Wasn't even thinking about taking a trade. Because when it was told to me, I follow the instructions. It's mindset. So if somebody tell you, all right, Cornell, when I show you this, you got to worry about no money the rest of your life, and you shouldn't be losing or hitting and missing. Cornell gonna pay attention. And guess what? Cornell, they got a demo. Stay in the demo till you making money consistent every day. Guess what? Cornell stayed in the demo
Hold
for
on.
8 months till he got consistent. Because guess what? I wasn't chasing the dollar.
Hold on. He says stay in the demo account until you consistently make money every day.
So that go we can answer the man question again when he's talking about the network marketing. That go you $300-400 you spending every month, but you're not learning anything. You look up at the end of the year, what it's a year, $400 a month, probably about 300. They on average what they just spent $3,600. You ain't learned a dime. Now, like I said, you go to the private, you get straight to the point information. Now it's on you. Like my training is basically on you. I can pretty much say it with confidence. Everybody that put 100% in is getting 100% of it back out, and they making money. And it ain't them bars and Cornell every day. When I do the webinar, I'm going straight from beginning to end. You rewind as much as you want, but guess what? It's still gonna require a mindset when we done with that webinar on whether Christian gonna go back and look at this information or not, or is Christian gonna get happy he got a deal going on over here and be like, oh, I'm just gonna put this down for a minute and focus on it.
Nah,
You can't pick this up and just drop it.
nah. It's definitely not something that I mean. Even after a few days, it feels very, you know, nasty not to have looked at what's necessary. You know, everybody always asks, you know, to study habits and things like that, and something as simple as just looking at it for at least you know less than 10 minutes every single day. You know, that doesn't sound like a lot of time, but when you look at something for 10 minutes every day, your eyes, you're forcing yourself actually to catch
Exactly.
something really
Long as
quickly.
you, long as you looking at it every day. But ask yourself this question. This is not Cornell selling you anything. Listen when I say I don't need anybody money. I really don't even have to offer the class. It doesn't affect what I do trading wise. But if I'm willing to share it to you, and I'm telling you, I promise you, it would change your whole family culture. it might turn you into the first generation millionaire. It depends on how serious you are about what you're doing. But why, when you take it serious, if somebody telling you whether the market is up or down, I can make money every single day. Don't got to be bothered with nobody. Ain't got to run no franchise. Ain't got to call this guy. I got a direct pipeline. Don't even have to talk to my broker. Everything automated. I got my own access to Wall Street. And you mean to tell me I can sit here every day and do this? And it's just like learning how to cut hair or ride a bike. So when I get it, guess what, people? You ain't gotta do all that studying no more. You still gonna stay up to date. Listen to what I just said. This is repetition. We talking about new rules of money. This is the true rule of money. It doesn't change. So there's no new rule.
There's no new
Now I want
rules.
y'all to let that soak in what I just said. This doesn't change. I don't care about you bringing me the trader you over here with that's showing you all these quick strats. I can promise you, I can make that guy sit down and pay attention to what I'm gonna show because guess what? He never seen it a day in his life, and he probably ain't that consistent. I can put up right now, and I made a joke with another trader the other day because he had the same type of information. He traded like me, but I can promise you, it ain't too many guys. If I put my account against their account, and you want to talk about probability, and I ain't
That
just trying to brag, I haven't lost a trade in months, people. Months. Now, if I look at theirs, they probably making. They showing you they making 500 here, but they not showing you when they lost 400 the day before. Sound like they only made $100 because they rushing. You chasing the money. Guess what? Cornell put trading when I tell you, oh, they're gonna run about another week, 2 weeks. I'm good. What we do? What I said. Let's move on to the next one. We ain't even watching it. Who has that confidence? That's a private education compared to the fads you see online. And with the AI, guess what? If you type it in with me and Chris are talking about, I'm pretty sure it's gonna pop up on your phone every day now. Oh, let me go look up Forex trade. But then you're gonna get sidetracked. Guess what? Now I'm finna feed you all these different programs out here that these guys talking about. Cause guess who buying the sponsorships and all the other stuff?
right, the guys that's doing it.
So if Cornell sitting there telling you that this system you don't need anybody, you can make as much money as you want. Explain to me why these guys put so much emphasis on going out and recruiting people if you trading for real.
Well, I know we
And
have quite a few people listening live, Cornell. I want to at least give him the plug for you real quick, which is Cornell's doing a webinar. It's actually this weekend. It's been super successful 3 times this year so far, and like you say, this is the last one. So I know we have quite a few listeners that they didn't go for the last one and the one previous before that, and I know what's going on at on the private side. So it's just I know that it's very important that individuals obviously do what they need to do if they're going to work with you and get with you and things of that nature. Christian at trustchristian.com. You all can reach out to Christian at trustchristian.com and you all can get on the webinar for Cornell this weekend. It's $300 is what the 18th and the 19th is 3 hours each day and just very concise 6 hour class for $300. So just something that I know Cornell's put out for the heart, and it's one of those things that where someone can consistently say they've done it, and it's just important to see consistency in these type of environments, and so you all have that opportunity to get in Cornell's class. Christian at trustchristian.com with Cornell. You all can deal with Cornell and the trader aspect. We'll forward you all over to him directly, and you all can get in that class. It is once again Saturday and Sunday. What is that? What is that? The 18th and the 19th of May for the webinar. So with the trading and is trading out of the trust account mindset, but at the same time giving you the fundamentals what Cornell's doing pretty much every day. on a daily basis. Now, and you guys have the opportunity to do Q&A and really get a chance to delve in with him. So, uh, yeah, Cornell, appreciate you, man. Is there anything else you want to add to that?
Nah,
All right, because that was
like I said,
definitely.
this is gonna probably be the last time for a while. As y'all see, like it ain't network marketing. I do it because I want to do it. So I ain't just necessarily got to do this every month. So my schedule and Christian know it's big things on the plate, international and in the states. I'm not really just gonna even have time, but at the same time, I'm developing stuff for a kid program. I just ain't gonna have time. So when I do pop up and do these type of things, you might want to take advantage. Because like I said, you're not gonna get this information unless I share it with you. So if you debating on that $300, trust me, I got paid 6 figures to teach this. I don't even have to do it at $300. Actually, them guys just called me back. It's another group that want me to come out and teach his team of people. So I don't think you understand what I'm saying. It ain't about being the smartest person in the room. It's that mindset. When I show you this, you'll make that smartest person that went to MIT or Yale or Harvard sit there and look at you a totally different way. Cornell doesn't have a degree, but I just sat in the room with Yale, Harvard kids, and guess what? They couldn't show me what I just showed them. And one of them even said, like, man, I spent $300,000 on education. They ain't even talk about this enough. They made money, but they made money off of strategy, not the true concept of what the actual shakers is doing, the big boys doing. So it's worth investing your time. And if you ain't got the time, hey, it's cool. I don't care if it ain't but two people on there.
Yeah, because you know how to trade, so there's no rule to having to teach people.
And
Nowadays
that's what I'm trying to get people to
there's
see.
this
Like,
rule.
it ain't nothing that you're gonna have to rely on me for. Like Christian will tell you, he done been through there. It's nothing you really got to come back to me to do. But of course, my line's still open. If you studying and you got to course somebody to chart or something like that, you go through there. That's cool. But he'll pretty much tell you it's self-explanatory because I made sure when I did it this time, I ain't gonna leave no gap. I'm gonna show y'all exactly what I'm doing. If you follow this plan, it's gonna work. Rewind the video as many times as you need. This is it. But the information I'm sharing, which like I said, is at a higher level, you should take that in stride that for $300, you getting something that somebody gonna pay. And the guy that actually gave me the information paid $50,000 for this. And it didn't go into detail as I went because I said I have been trading a while. So some of the stuff is just from common knowledge of stuff I know. So that's why I'm telling you, you'll never see this online because some of the stuff is stuff I put together along with what the bank guy gave me. But my point, 300 compared to 50,000.
It still seems, yeah, it's real, man. It's real. That's all I can tell.
We wearing $300 LeBron James shoes. We spending $300 at the restaurant. That's why I said I don't even have the back and forth discussion with anybody. Don't call. Say, hey, man, I'm gonna let me do one. I ain't even doing 150. Guess what? That's how it was put to me. You know, all our mentors is hard on us. So
Yeah.
even when I first got in the business, what I told you, sometimes it get to the point people don't even want to hear you.
Uh-oh. You broke up, Cornell. You broke up.
Yeah, somebody was calling me off. Sometimes you got to go do what you got to do because that's how my mentor did me. Corn, I'm tired of hearing you talking about starting a business. You ain't starting. You know what? I ain't even gonna talk to you no more till you go start that business. If you don't start that business, ain't no need to keep over here hoping and dreaming about doing something. Nah, that's how it was put to me.
It was,
Like,
man.
guess what? Millennials, you got attitude. You think somebody knock you down when they say that. Cornell didn't look at it like that. I looked at it like, dang, you know what? I'm working a normal job, but all these older white guys that put me on there. All them at work because they just want to be at work. They ain't got nothing else to do at the house. But get what? They own 30 houses over here, two businesses over here. They chilling. What I look like getting mad for when somebody that's already in position trying to give me the game. Like we talk about team building all the time.
Right. He ain't no
Guess what?
recruiting.
We team builders. We don't got to worry about the multiple streams of income because everybody gonna have a strong point. People, they go to bail and your head should be ringing there. You don't go out and create seven different streams of income. You have to build your team, start getting around like-minded people. And this thing, you know, boom, we're gonna go from trade. Now you're gonna meet this person that do that. Y'all can come together. This person gonna do that. Come together. You look up. Y'all got five streams of income. That's how that works. It's not one person going out creating seven streams of income. You
Thank you for
think
doing that.
Buffett, Zuckerberg, and Bezos, and all them don't make money behind the scenes together? You crazy. They ain't out here trying to do everything on their own.
Right. That's why we're living in the age of mergers and acquisitions,
Yes.
partnerships, GP, LP. It's just that simple. It's GPLP. This isn't no, oh man, let me sit out here and do all this by myself. Let me create the seven strings by myself. Yeah, we're gonna be polite today, ladies and gentlemen, on the vault. But I can tell you right now, it don't sound too intelligent. I can tell you that right now. When you come into our circles and you're talking privately, we're talking about partnerships once again. They did when they do interviews, see who they sitting next to, who they doing partnerships with. A lot of individuals that listen to the radio show, they like hip hop, and you all can see even in the hip hop, a lot of millennials like the hip hop. You all can see that a lot of the Atlanta rappers or hip hop artists work together. They're partnering. All of them try to work on the same labels. A lot of them try to do albums together. I mean, if you don't know who the artist is in the hip hop game called Gucci Man, he's one of those artists. He partners, it sounds like, with everybody. Some of people's favorite artists, Drake, has albums with a lot of people. This is flooding the internet with your content. That's what people do. They flood the internet with their content by partnering with other people. We're in the age of partnerships. So that's how you get multiple streams of income. Okay, if I got 30 records and I'm making 30 cents off ones, and some of them aren't even all in English, some of them are in Spanish and other languages, because I did a record or a track with an artist in another culture who has a different demographic, who has new lit fans. That's asset diversification. The records are assets. And that's how you diversify the portfolio by creating them in different languages with different people. That's not a new rule. But as you all can see, it doesn't have to be their track. It can be a feature, and they're still getting money off of it. So, appreciate you all for tuning in live, for listening to the replay. We definitely wanted to bring this episode. We could still do an episode at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday. Um, we definitely appreciate Cornell's comments talking to the millennials. I know he's a good millennial to talk about this, and the respect that people talk about the money, and there's these new rules and they're getting marketed to over the internet, that there's some new rules to money over the internet, and there's no new rules, ladies and gentlemen. If you, that's a public school education making you even think that there's some new rules to the money. That's like saying that there's new tax laws. There are, for the uninformed. And so, um, the informed families, they know. That's why the president of the United States, Donald Trump, says, I don't have a return to show. Own nothing, control everything. So, appreciate you all for tuning in live or listening to the replay. Know we had Cornell live with us on this episode. It's been a pleasure to have him with us live. If you all have any questions in the chat, feel free to type it in. Always excited about you all tuning in live, so feel free to type into the chat quickly if you had a question or anything you wanted to talk to Cornell about. But Christian at Trust Christian is how you can get in contact with Cornell. Just contact us, Christian at Trust Christian, and you all can get forwarded over to him and get that. It's a 2-day thing. It's something that you all can have and go back and listen to. And like I say, you haven't seen anybody come in the chat and say it's bogus, and that's just because there are people that have taken it. And it's interesting. Sometimes you got the teachers and you got the students, but a lot of times, a lot of the students don't want to become teachers, and You can really see that, and that's really interesting to see that a lot of students they're just like, hey, I'm focused. I want to learn for myself. I want to learn from my family, and they learn it, and then they don't teach it. Not, and it's not to say anything, that like I say, there's teachers and then there's students, but a lot of the students end up, they can teach it. They can teach it. I can definitely say Cornell can put quite a few people on. There are people that are on this chat that are listening that have heard this episode or will hear this episode, and they will say, "Oh yeah, what he taught is duplicatable." Because it's not something that he created. It's something that he obviously he learned it from someone else as well. And so I was just talking to the
And then
point. Go ahead,
you can
Cornell.
go teach it yourself.
Yeah, but I told the audience that a lot of times a lot of the students they don't end up doing it. They just end up doing it for themselves.
Yeah, because once you see how the money is, at the end of the day, you're gonna be focused on your family. Because I know people that they're learning and guess what they teaching it to their kids right now. So like I said, I told you, it's like you changing your whole family culture if you take it serious. Like it's not a big deal to go teach when okay, damn, Cornell just showed me how to make pretty much $1,000 in a couple hours. I'm gonna focus on my kids with this, and now I'm consistent. Oh, now I'm making this every day. You ain't gonna think about teaching. You're gonna be thinking about, oh, I heard him say how he built this account up. He took his time, built this account up. Now that 1,000 could be 4, 5 thousand. You ain't gonna think about teaching no more once you get in there and do it for real. So it just with the teaching with me is what is one way I just give back. And, and like I done took another one from a mentor. Guess what? You can't give people nothing for free because they won't take it serious. So $300 is the number I just came up with. Kind of how he did me when I first learned how to trade. He's like, I could teach you how to trade for free, but you won't even take it serious. Most people don't take nothing serious unless they got some money in
It's called an investment in yourself and your family future.
it.
The
In your,
public's education
that's
says
it.
get the government subsidy for your college education.
Yep.
Get free. It's everything's free. Clean air is not free. So if clean air is not free, a real true private education, which we're talking about with the trust or the trading, it's going to cost. It's not just even in money. Like, oh, here we go. Let's go ahead and throw this comment out there. Okay, so everybody, some people come to you, all right, Cornell, I got $10,000. What can I do with that? They just gonna throw some money at it. Go ahead and bust them with the new rule. It's not about whoever got the biggest bank. It's about who's the most
No,
intelligent,
I
who
done
can
seen.
direct and create systems. Go ahead, Cornell.
Yeah, I have seen some people, and he right. Just because you have some money, don't mean you're gonna beat the stock market. I have seen people humble themselves where they had money and thought like any other business, I'm gonna put money in it. I'm gonna be able to control it the way I want to and get quickly humble. I've seen people lose 60, $70,000 like it ain't nothing because they thinking they gonna play big. I play big, I win. All my other business is playing big. The stock market ain't them other business. The stock market will humble you quick to let you know you don't have enough money to compete with a $10 trillion market that's moving every day. Your millions don't compare to what's moving through. So you think about it. These people moving that much money every day. You don't think those computers and everything ain't gonna be subpar? That's why they spent 9 figures to speed the computer up. We moving 10 to 12 trillion dollars every day, people. And think about that. And they said we hurt. The
The
economy hurt.
economy's hurting.
You know that
They say it's a global
foreign exchange
slowdown. They
move
talking about the slowdown. They're talking about the recessions. You all hear this, right? So how can it be slowing down when there's 10 trillion still moving? It's
every day.
every day at that. But hey,
That's something to think about.
mm-hmm.
That's, that should let you think about where you want to put your money at in certain positions. Are you gonna keep letting somebody guide you and making bad decisions for you? Or you gonna wait till you lose your job before you invest in your own self?
I got a good one for you, Cornell. I got a good one for you. It's a great conversation, man. Appreciate everybody for tuning in live, rocking with us this so far. Just appreciate you all so much because I know that we kind of come on random times to say something, but we just appreciate you all. Cornell, so people say they're gonna throw money at it. I had a great question for you, man, because it's really about the market, man. How people perceive the market, not just. I gotta pull that question back out of the air, but it was about man just the fact that people try to throw money at this thing. Um, we
No, you
always hear
can't
that.
throw money at it.
Yeah, you can't throw money at this.
It's no skipping the steps. Like even with the trade or even with the trust, you know that you can't skip the process.
Yeah.
This is not something because, yo, Christian, I got $1 million, bro. I don't need to study this. This right here gonna work. I just learned this real quick. Okay, what you gonna do when when them banks gonna? Y'all do realize the banks show y'all those little strategies that they give you, right? I want people to be clear about that. It's called market manipulation. That's what they doing. They showing you things to make you get in the market. Now that's something I explained in the webinar. It'll make you start watching that TV. I don't need the TV to tell me about the gas price. I trade oil, so I know gas gonna be up today or down tomorrow. I ain't gotta watch Apple, Amazon. I trade them already. That's the Nasdaq. That's the Dow Jones. The chart gonna show me what I need to show. And people be like, "Dang man, you're a psychic." No, I'm not a psychic. Pay attention to what I'm teaching you. You'll stop watching TV. Just to tell I can tell you, we're gonna look at the chart. All right, Chris, in about 2 weeks, it's gonna be right here.
Right. The
Then
longer
you'll
the
watch.
better too.
Yeah,
Actually.
that's it. Then
Yeah.
you'll watch this video and remember Cornell saying it, and come back and check it 2 weeks and be like, "Dang, how did he know that?" Because we're using repetition.
So you said it's like something like riding a bike, man, and I love that analogy because, so many people they say, okay, what is it really like? And once you can take that analogy and say, okay, I know how to ride a bike. How long did it take me to ride a bike? Okay, even if it
That's
took
it.
me 3 months or 5 months to learn to ride a bike, I still have never forgotten to ride a bike. So how do you forget the trade? You don't forget to learn how to trade. You
You
just
don't
you
forget.
that's crazy because then
Y'all,
it's like
y'all
saying you
hear
forget how to make
that?
money.
We not talking about chasing money. What we talking about? What they want you to go to school for in public and learn a trade. They just don't teach you this trade
Right.
on the public side. But it's just like anything else, like building, construction, brick masonry, all the stuff they want you to go get. Y'all do understand college is prepping y'all to go work for somebody. That's why a lot of people send their kids to Ivy League. Ivy Leagues prep those kids to come and manage you guys. They're gonna be the CEOs, the CFOs of the company. Because when you go to their schools, and with me having a franchise, I done dealt with private schools. I see the difference between public and private. I see who comes through their schools that don't go to the public school. I see the opportunity they get out of high school compared to you. And it sounds, and I ain't gonna knock college, but go to college for something that's gonna pay you.
Uh-oh.
Business.
The new
Like,
rule of money, Cornell, they say is do what you love. You told them to do something that make you money, not do what you love.
I already had this talk with my kids. Your life is gonna be different. What you want to do? You want to go over here? And one of my partner's niece, she just graduated. Ain't found a job yet, but she just got her master's. But she's gonna be a social worker. Like that's gonna be a stressful job. Like I told her, you know what? Come holler at me. I'm gonna give you a few weeks. You just graduated. But no, we ain't gonna even let you go through that. I can let you meet my cousin over here that's a social worker, and he'll tell you about it. But you just spent all that money. No, we finna trade. Like sometimes, hey, when my kids get what they finna trade. You can't say I didn't give it to you, but at the same time, we got businesses over here. So if y'all going to school for business. Something that okay, you like this lifestyle, you gonna have to listen. That's what rich people do with their kids.
Right.
I hate to say it, but they kind of guide them without guide them. Like, hey, I need you to go for this. Now you go do this over here, then you on your own. You wanna know how cold? Christian will tell you this. We just sat in the room. You wanna know how cold these people is about their money? I done seen a guy with multiple kids flat out tell you, you just gonna have to pick one. Guess what? This man had his 9, 10-year-old kid in here with him while he teaching this. He has older kids. He's not forcing it on them. You don't have to force it on them. There's different ways to teach people. But he let me know then on how serious, okay, when you make it, how you have to have your family structure. Like I said, you got to have systems in place.
You gotta have systems in place, man. Gotta have it. The family trust system is what makes the even the private family foundation system makes the family come together for retreats or makes you come together and do family planning for generations. That
Now
is
that's huge.
that's
It's for
huge.
generations.
Yeah,
So now
yeah.
they learn it, they kids know. You just started a new culture in your family.
Right. So the
And
new
you see the
rules.
money with the trade.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't matter about the money. You can start with a couple $100 and be up in a few months the proper way. Like it ain't all about making the quick money. Like that's why people go to work. You work in the hours a week. I done did that. That is just not fun. You make the money, but you can't even enjoy it. You at work. Then I gotta ask somebody to get off. I can't even get all the holidays off. It wasn't for me. And y'all talk to somebody. I made good money. I made probably 130, 140 at the phone call, but I was working my butt off. I didn't enjoy it. My family enjoyed it, but I'm at work.
The new rules is make not don't become a millionaire, just live comfortable.
Just live comfortable. That's how they get you. Then
Yeah.
think about what I'm saying, and this is real life situation. I can bring people on here and they'll tell you. I know people that didn't work 20, 25 years. You gotta think about it. We already been through one little recession already. So y'all ask yourself the question: how many of y'all have been in your 401k already? I can tell you 90 to 95% of people have already hit their 401k from the last recession. The cutbacks at work. Oh, let me cut them hours back. I'm pretty sure y'all took loans out on your 401k already. So
So
think about that. So now that person who owns the company wants his profit every quarter. Get rid of that department. You just took a loan out your 401k. You can't even you ain't even got time to be comfortable. Now you in a stressful situation when you could have been working and investing in yourself the whole time while you was working. You're using that job to get ahead to create your own thing. And a lot of people going we run across a lot of people that make them 6 figures a year and they swear they got it going on.
yeah, that's the new rule. Get 6 figures from the job and you'll be comfortable. Uh,
I'm good.
yeah.
And what the
Or
first thing they gonna do? Let's name them out. New car, a nice couple 100,000, maybe 400, 500,000 house. Everything on credit ain't paid for. So think about it. Lose your job, you don't even own anything. You back to square one. You just worked 20 years and you back to square one. I did not want to go through that type of feeling. So in Cornell mind, that wasn't gonna happen to me. Can't nobody make you think like that. That's something you gotta be willing. Okay, if you got kids, you gotta be willing. Like, nah, I ain't even gonna let my kids go through that. And that's how Cornell learned how to trade. I ain't even finna do that. Dang, this dude just worked 25 years. Dang, he ain't have a 60,000 in his 401k.
he,
Luckily he was
that's
luckily he
true.
was older. The millennials, we catch it. Guess what? These people older. So a lot of these companies back then had pensions. A lot of companies don't give pension anymore. That was free money, people. They don't do it anymore. They got smart because the millennials don't care nothing about it.
Right.
And it's all about investing. I remember when the phone company used to pay for your education. But guess what? We so hung up on getting fast money, people was not using the program. They cut it out because you're not investing in yourself. Everybody was satisfied with the salary they had on the job. And lo and behold, boom, you get laid off. You missed the opportunity to get a free education. Now the pension gone away. So if you're not putting money out your check into your 401k, you ain't got nothing to fall back on. And I'm tired of seeing it. Like, that's why I teach the class, because I'm tired of seeing it. I see that a lot over the last 3 years where people, and it's happening, you know, with companies, and they telling y'all they creating jobs, but let's go look at these jobs that they create. Let's go look at the salary on these jobs. Y'all, the news manipulates you. Y'all happy about Walmart creating more jobs? Target creating more jobs?
Don't say it like that because Walmart has self checkout. They got self checkout. They are a lot of them.
They,
Those stores have self checkout, man, and then stores have
but
been
guess
closing
what? When
down.
they was
Major
talking about
retailers.
employment, who was the first one to come on TV? Walmart.
Yeah, definitely. Warehouse, Amazon.
But what I'm just saying is, okay, you that person that was over here thought you had it going on, you was making $100,000. The only job you see popping up is, and I know people that's having this problem now, the one that was making $30, $40 an hour. Most jobs that's out, they're trying to give you $14, $15. That's half of what you was making.
Man, you ain't telling me nothing new. I remember when my grandmother had told me that when she was working for the Washington Post and she was making 30 plus dollars an hour, and she was telling us, that they finally had bought her out of her contract via a severance package, and they gave her like a 70,000 buyout. And then on the back of that, everybody that they hired for those positions after her were making 14, $15 an hour, and it was just like, wow. And
And
that's
that's
the
what the phone
uh,
company doing right now. They went
yeah,
in and changed the titles,
yeah.
and that's what's going on. That's why a lot of people getting laid off, because when I was there, a lot of people was making almost 35, $40 an hour. Oh, you know what? The new millennials don't care. You know what? We're gonna get them a job out the gate, $15, and let them work all the overtime they want.
Man, it's interesting to see the market on job salaries nowadays, actually, because
They don't even want a union, so that means we can just fire them. In Alabama, they can fire you for no reason. So that's even better for them.
hmm, hmm. The reality is, man, it definitely is out there nowadays to see that.
Change us around. That's all I can say. Like,
The new rules of money, though, Cornell, is some people say I can work and play at the same time. Do you think that that's true? Do you think you can work and play at the same time when you're in the asset accumulation stage of building wealth for your family and future generations?
yeah, what you just said, asset. I'm gonna still say there's no new rule of the money. It's you just you got with the real talk, being wise and, and keeping everything simple. Like, stop trying to create a system that you don't control. Okay, so why, if I'm telling you about this trade, why would I go in when I don't even have enough money power to go in and move the market and say, you know what, I'm gonna go against what these guys are doing? That'll be foolish, and that's what most people doing.
Right, they going against the banks.
They're going against the bank. I'm
Right.
going with the bank. Boom. Okay, I see y'all sitting there. Cool. If that's the move, shit, I gotta go with the move. Is it gonna hurt some people 401k? Yeah, but I ain't in 401k. I hate to say it. The stock market is a zero sum game. When I make money, somebody losing money. Nobody's putting money up in the market. Somebody's losing money all the time. But when you rather be on the right team, and that's what I do. I'm one of the most relaxed traders you probably gonna meet. All the other guys gonna have these strategies, but they're gonna have to sit there, they have to watch their strategy, all that. I ain't really gonna do all that.
Yeah, no,
Christian
you
know that.
actually, yeah, no, no, it's nah, it's definitely that, man. I can say that for sure. So many people they've never said anything bad about it. It's a simple. It's actually it's my deal is my favorite number four, man. One of them at least. It's like four things that you really just gotta learn to focus on and see and use the tools, a couple tools, I should say. It's about four tools that are solid. Of course, you start individuals out. It's like having a training wheels on the bike, so Cornell's the training wheels. But I mean, dang, man, if the Cornell's the training wheels to teach you how to get your balance in a matter of 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6, 8, 9 months, then hey, you're able to ride a bike for the rest of your life. You're able to say, hey, I'll never see you or hear from you ever again, but I'm doing it over here. I think
I'm doing it.
that is
And I
a
have people
powerful
that's doing
position.
it. When
Oh, of
they
course.
from me doing it, and that's why I kept doing it. Like, yeah, I do understand. Like every month I did it, it was requested.
Right.
I didn't just do it because I said I want to make some quick money. No, it was actually requested
Yeah, that's why it's not like
by
a
the people.
consistent time. It's just,
Yeah.
hey, randomly, hey, quite a few people have requested this date and time, the
And
18th
when
of
I
May,
said I
19th of
wasn't
May.
even going to even do another one,
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
and like I said, I got all those emails. Hey man, I missed the last one. I wanted, so I said, you know what? I'm gonna do it one last time, but I'm gonna let people know this probably gonna be the last time for a little while. I'm gonna be able to do one.
Right.
But every time I done it is because of the people asked for it. So that should let you know right there. And I get plenty of calls from a lot of people, even new people. They sending me screenshots. They making money. These new people. So if Cornell just spent 8 months and pretty much critiqued it for you and straight to the point, and somebody coming in learning after a month to 2 months, that sounds like I didn't take that serious. Now
I,
it ain't him just talking. It's feedback. Like, oh, and what you say you had to hear? Oh man, I don't hear about your aunt. Oh dang, the lady that was on there with us last time, she making that now. Boom, what I just told you. Another guy called today, him and his wife. These new people. But Christian see like, oh, see these people out the class. It make you get on yours. Like, oh, this is much work. Cause these folks saying they getting it.
I mean, it's not really like a saying they getting it, and that's I think we
Yeah.
live in that age, man, where I know, everybody's like, man, I don't see y'all faces and all this other stuff. Like, it's not. This is a private environment right here, so this isn't no flashy, none of that. Everybody knows we do workshops. Cornell do the webinar. It's that simple. Ain't no one's hiding from anybody. Just it's just a great operation to move in privacy because that's what the focus of the environment is privacy, trust, and what we even talking about with the trustee training. But for sure, a lot of times I think over the internet people want to see this the flash and stuff. They say, oh, let me see it, let me see it. And at the end of the day, like Cornell said, I mean, definitely can bring out people. That's that. So at one point, it's like, okay, I think you're lying. Then it's like, oh, all right, all of these people lying, and it's like, but they're actually like there are people that are living off it. Like you say, there was a retirement party or someone recently stopped working. They quit, and they've been trading for how long? How long has that guy been trading that quit his job recently?
Which one?
The one that quit his job recently. I know there's the one guy you told me about recently that
Oh, that's
he quit.
full time.
Yeah, yeah, he just went full time.
He's been training some years now.
Yeah, yeah,
I say about 3 4 years, but him and his wife set a goal. His wife know how to trade. He know how to trade, and they that proficient. They like, shoot, I'm finna quit. I want my time back. I want my freedom back. And they trade full time.
right. So
It can happen.
yeah,
Like
definitely. I just think people want to see like that show. You know what I mean? They want to see that. And at the end of the day, the vote just provides that source, so you all can feel free to do it. But there are quite a few that have benefited greatly, and we appreciate
Yeah, like I
them.
said, I always bring my aunt up, and she was brand new, but
Yeah.
her her studying habits was like my studying habits. Like I can't make you study. I can give information, but my aunt studied in the morning, on lunch, in the afternoon, before she went to bed. She caught on a month and a half. Get what? She paid her student loan off. Y'all think about that. Student loan. How many of y'all dealing with student loans right now? She started with $400. She paid her student loans off. She still trading to this day. Still doing good.
Yeah, so Cornell has a great way of motivating you. So if you're very money motivated and you really are, yeah, if you're like, oh, I need the money, he knows how to motivate you in the respect of like, okay, my aunt's doing it, and I got a chance to meet his aunt, so it's definitely a spur in the side of the stud here because it's just something that when you see something as practical and as real as that is, you just kind of really realize like, okay, we're in a position where that's very real. That that $10 trillion is real, and as well, the couple hundred or a couple thousand or tens of thousands of dollars that you're accumulating, that's very real. And so it's not one of those things that uh, we even have in the comments here from Philip. He's taking a class and he said, "There's no fluff and no gimmicks," and that's the biggest thing. It's not a sell to the next thing and all this other stuff. But we appreciate you all for tuning in live. We definitely wanted to come with quite a bit of content for a while. I appreciate you all for tuning in live or listening to replay. Millennial money and new rules to money is just an episode we really wanted to do to go over some of the thought processes that we've seen in that category. A large portion of the working population is them at this point. They're in the what they're entering into what's considered peak earning years, and they're one of the largest groups that is afraid of financial information, very apprehensive in investments, do not have a clear direction of investments. When you talk about baby boomers, Cornell talked about even Gen Yers, I think they actually they've been geared more towards pensions. They've been geared more towards what is those benefits and things like that. So when you get a lot of the younger people saying, "Oh yeah, I have two part-time jobs," you don't really hear that from a lot of the 40 and up group right now. In 2019, you don't really hear that from the 40 and up group having multiple jobs, but you do as well. And so the market is changing, and just wanted to let you know that there are no new rules. The rules aren't going to change. Don't think just because you get older, there's going to be some new rules to help you out or your family out. The rules are not changing, and we just wanted to talk about that today. So appreciate you all for tuning in live. Cornell's webinar is 18th, 19th. It's going to be it's in the evening, but you all can enjoy and benefit from that. Cornell, you got any last minute words, man, before we get out of here?
That's it.
Okay, well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you all for tuning in live to the Vault. Trust Christian, know nothing, control everything. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, and we appreciate you all. Peace and blessings. If you want to reach out, it's Christian and trustchristian.com.